A judge has dismissed the case against the former Boise Junior High principal who is accused of failing to report a sexual relationship between a school counselor and a student. And our Jude Binkley brings us what led to the case being thrown out.
The case against former Fairmont Junior High principal Christopher Ryan was dropped Tuesday. Ryan was facing a felony charge of injury to a child for claims he didn't notify the proper channels after a social worker at his school was rumored to be having a relationship with a minor. That social worker died by suicide during an investigation in 2022. Jury selection was slated to start Tuesday, but the defense filed several motions to reconsider prior motions to dismiss the case. Much of the discussion revolved around the state submitting 3,000 pages of evidence and witness reports the day before the trial, long after the April 19th discovery deadline to submit evidence. Judge Nancy Baskin denied the defense's motions, but also decided to exclude some of the state's evidence and witnesses since they were submitted late and would have been impossible for the defense to review in time. Things came to a head when a piece of evidence was brought up, a lead detective's interview with the case's victim and their parent. The detective provided a written report of the interview, which said some highly contradictory statements were given. But neither the defense nor the prosecution knew if the detective had any recordings of the victim's interview. Judge Baskin said this was extremely troubling conduct, and the state needed to find out if there was a recording. The court recessed, and upon returning, the state said the detective did have a partial recording of the interview that was not submitted as evidence. That was the pivotal moment that led to the case being dismissed. Prosecutors said it has been a battle for the state amid discovery issues, and that discovery was not done properly. The prosecution went on to say they had an obligation to do everything to ensure a fair trial, and that obligation was not fulfilled. With no reasonable path to victory, the state then motioned to dismiss the case with prejudice in an effort to avoid any additional harm to the victim. And Judge Baskin said she appreciated the state filing the motion to dismiss in the best interest of justice. And Joe, since this case was dismissed with prejudice, these charges cannot be brought forth again.
I understand there's a lot of questions from the community about what happened in this case. Jude, I appreciate the extended explanation.